Hello again, it's me, Lulu Mark 1, back with another Laura Bow stream. For clarity, this is Laura Bow 2 and the Dagger of Amon Ra. I know we've been a little on and off with this game. It's not that I don't like the game at all, just been a lot going on with me. Yeah, if you know me, you know about it, but yeah, should be more regular next week. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get back into it. So, oh, you get to see that. Great. Leaking. Boop. Boop. All right. Chat should be working now. Let me just double check chat is working by testing with check. Back. YouTube chat? Okay, YouTube chat is working. Okay, great. Let's go. Okay.
Looking at a small portion of the big head really doesn't do justice to the immense size of the statue, but you can see that the bust was sculpted with extreme care, almost as if the sculptor's life depended on it, which it did.
Please do not scrutinize me so severely, Miss Bow. You are making me nervous.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir.
That's more than a little rude, Miss Bow.
I am hoping you like what you are seeing, Miss Bow.
Stop that, you silly female.
You silly female.
You see a bald, greasy, unpleasant little man with over-large paws and a sour expression.
All right. So we talked to the three in front. We still need to talk to Najim, I think is his name.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Miss Bow.
All right. Well, let's just go through it. So, sir, could you tell me about Sam Augustini?
I'm afraid I do not know Mr. Agostini. I live a very quiet life, and I do not know very many famous people.
Okay. Well, what do you know about Dr. Pippin Carter?
1,000 curses on that man! He defiled the tombs of my sacred ancestors for his own personal glory. He doesn't care a fig for what's right and what's wrong. His own evil deeds will catch up with him, though. Just wait and see.
Really?
I have heard a great deal about Mr. Carrington, but I do not know him very well. We have only spoken once
I'm a
or
girl,
twice,
but I go by it
but
or
he
she.
seems like a cultured, charming
You can
fellow.
consider me an object shaped like a girl, if you care for that sort of thing. I'm talking to this strange man with a lisp. He's supposed to be Egyptian. That is definitely not the case. Well, but you know, every single guy in this game is voiced by the same white guy, so what are we gonna do?
We have already discussed that, Miss Bow. Let us move on to newer subjects.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so rude.
To be perfectly honest, I do not care for Mr. O'Reilly. I do not think he sees the beauty in ancient Egypt. He is somewhat blunt in his approach to others as well. I suppose that is just part of his job, however.
Oh, interesting. I'm not happy with how the pixels are stretching filter I have on. I might need to change something here in a second. You know anything about crowd faller?
Crowdfallers? No, thank you. I try to restrict my intake of sugar.
All right.
It has a bad effect on me.
All right.
It is better to know some of the...
Oops. Okay. Alright, 1 second. I'm going to, just change to this for just a second. And, change my resolution. Because this is acting weird. I thought this would work better, but evidently not. Oh, but now Lorabo is tiny. I'll give it a save. Boop. Give it a... so let's do that. All right, that should look a little better. Yeah, the all of the characters have the subtitles like doing disservice to their fucking accents and whatnot. It's really quite rude of them. All right, so we'll continue saved game. Crepuscular ruffians and Visigoths. All right, okay. I don't expect you'll know anything about this guy.
I'm afraid I do not know the gentleman. I lead a rather solitary life. Just me and my little family.
Alright, and what about my dad?
John, though, is your father? I have never had the pleasure of meeting him. I have never been to New Orleans, you see. That much humidity does not agree with me.
Good for you. What about that short, weird, wiggly man over there?
I do not know Ziggy very well, but he makes me uneasy. His eyes remind me of a jackal's. I met him briefly at the party, then avoided him.
He says things that implies he is Egyptian, or that he was written to be Egyptian, but the insistence on the ridiculous over-the-top lisp and the total lack of any attempt at an accent when most other characters have racist accents is very funny to me. Alright, what about yourself?
Why, I am Ramses Najir, Miss Bow. I am an accountant and a proud father of 2.5.
Why, I am Ramses Najir, Miss Bow. Really? Really? Why? Steve Dorian, the Steve
Mr. Dorian is a very healthy-looking young man. His mother must have eaten well.
The Countess?
The Countess is quite a colorful lady. She seems to enjoy life to the fullest, does she not? Just between you and me, she scares me a little.
Why is that, Mr. Najir?
Well, she's just too enthusiastic for me, I suppose. Dr. Miklos is a brilliant individual, but she is certainly a little strange. Ah well, we all have our foibles, don't we, Miss Bow?
Foibleth? Foibleth, it said.
Miss Yvette is a charming young lady, and so friendly. She seems genuinely interested in Egyptology. We had a long discussion about tombs one
I'm allergic
time.
to this guy's lisp.
I find Mr. Heimlich to be most intimidating. He seems to enjoy looming over people.
Yeah, looming is fun though. Have you tried it? Alright, we're gonna head over here. Oh, can I get a drink?
You pick it up and place it in your purse.
I placed the drink in my purse?
The food and champagne look good, but you're trying to stay on a diet, so you make the wise decision to leave them alone. Silence alone is... That's not the... The tablecloth is dusted with breadcrumbs and stained with grease, champagne, grape juice, and water. While this is an...
Somebody is gonna be thirsty.
I'm not in the mood to indulge in idle chit-chat, Miss Bow.
Well, wait, hold on. I didn't actually finish talking to them. I only asked them about the people.
There I was, standing on the hillside above the excavation in the Valley of the Kings, with the faithful Mahmud describing the dance of the Seven Veils to me in great detail, when a shout arose up from the workers below us. Sensing an important discovery at hand, since I have a sixth sense about these things, I scurried downhill to see that a step had been uncovered in the sand. It turned out to be the entrance to the Temple of Amon Ra. I took the trowel from the Boskafir and cleared the sand away from the rest of the steps myself, revealing the entrance to the temple. The seal of the necropolis was intact on the door seal, indicating that the temple had not been disturbed.
Okay.
I knew that fate had brought me to the discovery I had been seeking for so long. Tireless after my exertion in clearing the staircase, I used a sledgehammer to break through the sealed doorway. Within lay the greatest accomplishment of my considerable career. Hidden within the darkness, untouched for thousands of years in the isolated temple, lay the magnificent Dagger of Amon Ra, the greatest discovery of modern archaeology.
Good show.
Magnifique. Very impressive, Dr. Carter.
So, that's when you heisted it, right?
No, I didn't heist it, you annoying little man. I took it out of the temple and showed it to the workers, who immediately fell upon their faces, all 350 of them, to show respect for my accomplishment.
That's hard to believe, Dr. Carter. Egyptian workers have proudly worked the archaeological digs for many years. I would not think they'd exaggerate their respect for you to such an extent.
But then you weren't there, were you, Mr. Nagier?
Well, no, that's true.
And when was the last time you were in Egypt, Mr. Nagier? You seem to have lost some of your accent.
Well, it has been several years.
I thought as much.
Your discovery really was quite a remarkable achievement, Dr. Carter.
Was remarkable, Dr. Carrington? You mean it is a remarkable achievement. There has never been anything like it before.
Quite so. Correction noted, Doctor.
If you will all be excusing me, I see a man I need to speak to.
Certainly, Miss Delacroix. Certainly.
Oh, the night has, like, progressed. I don't want to do that. Okay, yeah, I want to make sure I talk to people about everything else first. Luckily, I already talked to Miss Delacroix about everything, so I think that's not too big of a deal. What do you think about the New York Daily Review News Tribune?
I enjoy the Tribune very much, Miss Bow. I read the financial page every morning of my life.
the
The
coppers.
police are useless. It is not the police who will uncover the thief of the dagger. It will be his own evil deeds turned back on him like an angry cobra.
Whoa. That's awesome. What about the laundromat?
I personally do not use that laundry, Miss Bow. I go to an Egyptian laundry on 44th Street. They are wonderful with linens. Oh dear, the docks are very rough places, Miss Bow. I stay away from them. I would suggest that you do the same. Attractive young ladies like yourself are the favorite prey of the jackals who prowl there at night.
Yeah. What about this museum?
The Lion Decker is a beautiful museum, Miss Bow, but I do not approve of the spoiling of my ancestors' tombs, much less the wanton display of their bodies and their personal effects.
New York?
Do you like the city of New York, Mr. Najee?
Mr. Najee!
Well, it is a very lucrative place for an accountant to set up shop, but the city itself is rather large and frightening.
Yeah. And what about the speakeasy?
I
You ever been
wouldn't
there?
know, Miss Bow. I am a family man, and I do not frequent such scandalous places.
Yeah, I'm sure. Tell me more about, what about this, glass of water?
Sometimes I carry a water glass with me as well, Miss Bow. One had to be sure to drink enough water in the wilds of Egypt, and I never quite got out of the habit.
Uh-huh. Anything to say about my magnifying
How
glass?
interesting. You carry a magnifier. Are your eyes poor? I am very nearsighted myself. It came from years of looking at tiny little numbers.
Right. Okay, what about the burglary?
Mr. Najee, would you have any idea who might have stolen the Dagger of Amon Ra?
No, but whoever did should be boiled alive. He should be fed to hungry crocodiles. His guts should be strung from the pyramids. He should... Oh, excuse me. I get a little passionate on the subject.
Quite all right, Mr. Najee. I understand.
And then what about 1926?
Mr. Najee, would you say that 1926 has been a good year for you?
Well, yes, I would have to say so. Business in America is booming, and many people need an accountant. I have not wanted for work, and my beloved wife Isis is soon to deliver our third child. I suppose I am as happy as a man should be.
Congratulations on the upcoming blessed event, Mr. Najee. What are your other children's names?
Well, there's Horus and Ammon, and the new baby shall be named Anubis, after the wise and just Lord of the Dead.
Those were
Oh,
terrible
how
names for kids.
lovely. But what if the child is a girl?
The name shall be Anubis either way. It is a wonderful name for either a boy or a girl.
That's not... Okay, great. And then lastly, what about Egyptology?
Are you an Egyptologist, Mr. Najee?
No, not professionally. I have always been interested in the history of my country and made a point of studying it. I am particularly interested in ancient Egyptian religions.
Okay, so I've talked to everybody in this room now. Well, let's head over here. All right, and we're just gonna talk to... Oh, wait, who's
It's a
that?
fanatically happy partygoer. You see a short, elderly woman dressed flamboyantly, and you suspect expensively, and sporting a grotesque amount of makeup. In fact, when she speaks, you notice small flecks of base coat chipping off of her jowls and tumbling onto her furred collar.
Tell me that. It's terrible.
Good evening, Countess.
Good evening, Miss Bow.
Alright, so first tell me about yourself.
Why, that's me, silly child. Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton.
Yes, I know, silly old woman.
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but he sounds simply charming. I imagine a man who runs a newspaper must be quite wealthy,
What about Dr. Pippin
Ah,
Carter?
truly a man of great ambition and integrity,
Yeah, that's what everybody says, but I don't buy it. Kind of strikes me as a dickweed.
Now that's odd. I could have sworn Mr. Dorian said that you met Dr. Carrington in a taxi when he arrived on the Andrea Doria.
Yes, so what if I did? I mean, yes, I did meet him that night. Our families are, old allies from the time of the War with Roses. I felt obliged to meet him upon his arrival. Noblesse oblige, you understand.
I think I clicked through something, but it's okay. I got the gist. Right, Dr. Archibald.
I bore rather easily, dear girl.
Detective
Well,
Brian.
to tell you the truth, dear girl, I find him to be a crude, uncultured ruffian.
Oh, and what about Crodfaller?
Oh, I do enjoy a bit of crodfaller with my tea.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure I've never met him, Miss Bow.
Uh-huh. What about my dad?
I've never met your father, dear girl. He's a policeman, you say. How delightful.
About that creepy man over there?
He seems a perfectly dreadful little fellow. Let's not discuss him.
And Ramses Nazir?
Oh, he's a darling little man. Just darling.
Yeah. And then Steve Dorian, the Steve Dor?
What a lovely boy. He has such charming manners. And he's so handsome,
Dr.
My,
Olivia?
she is unusual, isn't she, dear girl? I can't stand that horrid ferret of hers. I'm sure it hates me.
Yeah. Oh. We're gonna ask about that.
I am not interested in discussing that little troll.
Trollop. She brought out the trollop for that one. Okay, yeah. What about the Nazi?
Oh, Mr. Heimlich is simply dreadful. I think his tiny taste of authority has gone to his little head. Don't you, Miss Bow?
You ever been to the speakeasy, ma'am?
Miss Bow, you must be sure to avoid such dens of iniquity. They can only ruin a young lady's reputation.
Yeah. So bitey.
New York is simply charming, Miss Bow. It has so much culture for an American city.
Gotta add that caveat, right? Museum?
I think the Lion Decker is simply divine, don't you?
What about, the
The docks are dreadful, rough places, Miss Bow. Simply dreadful.
Yeah. Remember that laundry?
Oh, heavens, my dear. My laundry is done by my maids.
Right.
Well, they have a job to do, I suppose.
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid I haven't read your newspaper, dear girl. I try to avoid the news. I find it distressing. We live in such terrible times.
Everyone's saying that, and the Nazis are like 5 years away. That's really funny. You want a glass of water?
Well, I've seen many glasses tonight, dear girl. It is a party, you know.
Well, okay.
It's wise to observe what goes on around you, dear girl. I always do.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, what do you think about Egyptology?
Do you know much about Egyptology, Countess?
Only a little, dear girl. I find it quite diverting.
And then we're gonna ask her about 1926.
Countess, has 1926 been a good year for you?
Oh, no, dear girl. It's been absolutely horrid. My darling husband Sterling died this year, you know. I don't know what I'll do without him.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that, Countess.
Well, aren't you the sweet little thing? Thank you, my dear.
Okay, and then lastly, of course, I gotta ask you, who do you think did it?
What do you make of the theft of the Dagger of Amon Ra, Countess?
Oh, it's horrid. Simply horrid. What sort of creature would make off with a priceless work of art, I wonder?
Do you have any ideas about who it might have been?
Oh, my, no! I try not to associate with dreadful people, dear girl.
Well, yeah. Okay, great. Oops. Alright, oh, that's everything. Okay, I don't think there's any other real characters in this room. At least on this screen. I can probably go talk to Wolf more if I want to before progressing something else. This one's just gonna be called Darling.
It's a semi-happy partygoer.
Wait, where's Wolf Heimlich? The hell was that music?
Don't touch it.
Something happened? I went outside. Definitely which partygoers are in the back chain. Okay.
I don't have time for idle chat, lass.
Okay, let's start asking you about stuff.
I do not know this individual.
Okay, what about Dr. Pippin?
You dare to mention his name to me? He is the blasphemous temple destroyer and tomb robber who stole the Dagger of Amon Ra from Egypt. He will know the full force of the curse of the pharaohs.
The curse of the pharaohs. What's that?
The defilers of the great Egyptian tombs and temples will all die as a result of their crimes. The gods themselves will punish them. The great Amon Ra will snuff out Peepin Carter's life as easily as I can crush a dung beetle under my shoe.
How will this happen?
Amon Ra works in mysterious ways. You will have to wait and see.
Okay. Wow. Damn.
I had hoped that Dr. Carrington would listen to reason. I had made another appointment to speak with him about the return of the Dagger of Amon Ra to its rightful home. But this seems futile since it is no longer in the museum.
Another appointment? You spoke to Dr. Carrington once already?
Only by phone. He denied Egypt's claim to the dagger. It was hoped that a personal visit would convince him of our sincerity. But the situation has changed since then.
Wow. Okay. What about the
I
detective
believe
over
he's
there?
investigating the burglary of the Dagger of Amon Ra. Perhaps, if he'd stopped drinking, he might have a chance at finding it.
What the hell? You know Crodfaller?
I still have some trouble with your language. I do not know this Crodfaller. It is some sort of local delicacy?
Yep, that's right.
I do not understand the term low-fat. Perhaps it is because I learned English in Egypt.
You know my dad?
The English longbow was a formidable weapon. The English won the Battle of Agincourt against formidable odds because they were equipped with longbows.
I said John Bow, not Longbow.
I've never heard of a John bow. It must have been an American invention.
What about that creepy little
Never
guy over
heard
there?
of it. Ramses I was pharaoh during the 19th dynasty, from 1307 to 1306 BC. But Ramses II made more of an impact on ancient Egypt. Ramses II was responsible for gargantuan construction projects which left his mark on the face of Egypt for thousands of years. I admire his great works and hope to emulate his feats someday.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was referring to Ramses Nagia.
Nigeria's never heard of him.
Are you sure you don't know him?
No? I mean, yes. English is such a difficult language.
Uh-huh. Okay. Steve Dorian the
Do you
Seaboard?
know Steve Dorian? He works at the dock.
I don't associate with common dock workers, madam.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. I didn't know. No, I didn't know you were all fancy like that.
I have only met her briefly, but she seems to have a sincere concern about my problems. A charming woman.
Yeah. What about the doctor?
Dr. Miklos is very well educated for a woman. I would like her more if she were an Egyptian.
Uh-huh.
Ah, a delightful
Yvette.
girl. I keep asking her if she'd like to be my second wife. She is so very feminine and seductive and charming and attractive and...
Okay. I get the idea.
You should try to be more like Yvette. Men would like you more that way.
Men like me just fine the way I am.
That's what you think. I find you quite annoying.
Damn, what a fucking asshole.
Heimlich is that annoying guard who works here. His fanatical devotion to his occupation is admirable, but he seemed lacking in his mental capacities.
Alright. What about the New York Daily Review News Tribune?
Never heard of it.
Fuck you. The police station?
So far, I find the police in your country to be very ineffective. The Egyptian authorities would have captured the dagger thief by now, and they probably would have cut his hands off.
Cut his hands off?
It is the proper punishment for thieves. Tradition demands it. We find it very effective in our country.
Right. I don't think that's even true.
I have not been in this country long enough to discuss the merits of your laundry establishments.
Okay. Sure.
I arrived there on the Andrea Doria 1 week ago. If I had known Dr. Carrington was aboard that ship, I would have spoken to him at length during the voyage.
What about this museum?
This could be a fine museum if the management would return its stolen Egyptian artifacts to their proper home.
That seems like a good point. I kind of feel you there. How about New York in general?
Since you're new here, what do you think of New York? Isn't it exciting?
It reminds me of Cairo, except that it's colder here, and the people are
I think that's fair.
obnoxious.
I think that's fair. What about the speakeasy?
My English is not good enough to speak easy, but I think it's improving.
Okay, bud. Okay, you're a real huckster, ain't ya? What do you think
It
about
should come in handy for examining things. However, I would warn you to be careful about what you choose to examine.
You want a glass of water? A glass of water?
I can get my own drinks, thank you.
Okay, I'm just trying to be nice. Fucking hell. What do you think about Egyptology?
Since you're an expert on the subject, what can you tell me about Egyptology?
The study of ancient Egyptian history is of the greatest significance. Many of our modern religious customs originated in the ancient world. The time of the great pharaohs and of the great Egyptian gods was the peak of human civilization. Our modern society is a mere shadow of its former glory when compared to the pinnacle of human development reached by the ancient Egyptians. They knew the truth, and the truth was Amon Ra. He led Egypt to world domination.
Aren't you exaggerating just a teensy bit?
I would not expect you to understand. You are not an Egyptian, and you are a woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
I grow tired of this topic. Speak of something else if you wish to continue our conversation.
What the hell? Okay, tell me about 1926.
Would you say this has been a good year for you, sir?
No. The great treasures of my country's past are leaving Egypt in a flood greater than the Nile.
As I understand it, artifacts only leave your country with the approval of the Egyptian Antiquities Service.
Bah! The Antiquities Service is a tool of the British. If they want to steal something, they steal it, just like the ancient tomb robbers. But they will pay, just as the tomb robbers paid whenever they were caught.
That almost sounds like a threat.
I, Patash Uptut Smith, do not threaten. I merely carry out the will of the great Amon Ra.
Do I have his name now? No, I don't. Weird. And then lastly, of course, I must ask about the burglary.
Have you heard anything about the burglary?
No.
Do you have any idea who would want to steal the Dagger of Amon Ra?
It has already been stolen once, from Egypt.
I can see I won't get anywhere with you on this topic.
You already asked me this, Miss Bo.
Yeah, I did, didn't I? Okay. So Alright. So, now we've got... I mean, pretty much all we're gonna be doing today is just this, right? Just questioning everybody at this fucking party. I mean, not that I'm opposed. That's the game, right? That's the fucking game. Alright, let's get to questioning.
Mr. Agostini? I have only met him once or twice at social affairs. He seems to be very competent, that one.
Okay, what about Dr. Pippin Carter?
Dr. Carter is an odd one, if you ask me. He is so very interested in gaining personal glory. He doesn't seem to fully understand the beauty of what he has discovered. Why, the Amon Ra artifacts are a symphony, a tribute to the wonders of death. Ah.
Interesting.
Dr. Carrington is a quiet one. I don't see him very often. I'm certain, however, that he must have a poetic soul.
What makes you say that, Dr. Miklos?
I have seen him walking amongst the dead in the Egyptian exhibit late at night. I cannot blame him. It's better than moonlight on headstones. Ah.
She's seen him walking alone through the exhibit at night? That's worth remembering.
Ah, yes. Detective O'Reilly. I can't say that I'm overly fond of that one. He has little respect for the wonderful things in the museum, and he is too firmly rooted in this life. I do not believe that he likes the dead at all. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. That would be terrible. What about Crodfaller?
I am sorry, but I don't know what a crodfaller is. Ah, is it some sort of pastry? Oh yes, he runs the laundry down the way. He always manages to keep the pleating in my silk shrouds just right.
Amazing. You know my dad?
No, I'm afraid I don't know Detective John Bow. He is your father? That's nice. I admire the police. They get to spend so much time with the sick and the dead. And in New Orleans, yet with those beautiful cemeteries.
Uh-huh. So I assume you must know... Z.
An odd little fellow, that one. He reminds me of one of the specimens in my dried rat collection.
Your dried rat collection. Hell yeah, girl. You need to tell me more about yourself.
Mr. Najir is a very quiet one, isn't he? And so polite. Sometimes I wonder about him, though. I see a certain light in his eyes, like Daisy's, when she's about to kill a spider. I think I like Mr. Najir.
Let's see. So we just did Najir. So what about Steve Dorian, the Steve
Ah, the young stevedore, Steve Dorian? He is a charming young fellow. I imagine he has some wonderful scars from working on the docks.
What do you think about the Countess?
I don't know if I trust that one. She screamed when she saw my beautiful dried rat exhibit and cried out like a baby when my ferret Daisy bit her ankle. Foolish woman.
Okay, and then tell me about yourself.
Me? How sweet of you to ask about me, my dear. Well, I consider myself a simple woman. Just an echoing museum, a few hundred dead things, and a ferret for company, and I could be happy for the rest of my life. Well, with a little male companionship from time to time, that is.
How nice. What do you think of the
I
trollop?
find Yvette to be a charming young lady. Some people around here don't appreciate her zest for life, but I find her quite refreshing.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I like this lady.
But we have already discussed.
And lastly, the
Ah, Wolf. He has some lovely scars, doesn't he? Just between us girls, I think he's dreamy.
Questions are...
Alright. And then... we know about the speakeasy.
Yes, I am aware that many people enjoy going to such places. I personally do not. I find them too noisy and the people are too lively. I would like to get a good close look at some of those hedonist livers, however. That bootleg alcohol is quite strong.
That's funny. How do you like New York?
How do you like living in New York, Dr. Miklos?
Well, I had always heard it was a city rife with crime and danger and murder. So far, I have not been disappointed.
How about the museum?
The Lion Decker is my home now. I never want to leave it. Its musty hallways and creeping shadows are in my very blood. Can you imagine spending an entire lifetime drifting through the land of the dead? That opportunity is mine, and I treasure it.
Hell yeah, girly. How about the coppers?
Oh, I find the police fascinating. They spend all their time trying to stop crime and murder, and yet they shoot people themselves. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
The Tribune is an excellent paper. You are most fortunate to be employed there, Miss Bo.
Oh, why thank you, Dr. Miklos.
Stick with the Tribune, my dear, and you will almost certainly go far. Their article on dysentery in the Herdanos of Spain was simply marvelous.
Oh, good. The laundry?
I'm sure I don't have an answer for that, Miss Bo.
Okay. And the docks.
I love to walk along the docks on a moonlit night and feed carrion to the rats. Such friendly little fellows.
Okay, do you want a glass of water?
Did you know that bacteria can survive on the rim of a glass for 3 days, my dear?
Okay, and... ask you about my
You are
magnifying
wise to
glass?
carry a magnifier, my dear. You miss so many of the good things if you don't look close enough. Imagine never seeing pores or lice or fungus spores.
Okay, tell me about Egyptology?
You're an expert in Egyptology,
Egyptology.
aren't you, Dr. Miklos?
Well, yes, I suppose I am. I have been fascinated with the ancient Egyptians since I was a tiny girl. They loved death like you Americans love baseball.
Tell me about your year.
So, Dr. Miklos, has this been a good year for you?
I would say yes, very good. I came here from Greece just a short time ago, and look at me now, curator of the largest private museum in New York.
I'm happy to hear that, Dr. Miklos. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual at the museum lately?
The whole museum is unusual, my dear. We are surrounded by dead things. Just walk around for a while and breathe in its wonderful atmosphere.
Stop moving.
Why, the whole place smells of death. My dear, every dead thing belongs. Dead things are our friends.
And now, what do you think of the burglary?
Dr. Miklos, do you have any idea who would want to steal the Dagger of Amon Ra?
Very funny. Everybody, silly girl. It's a priceless artifact. Not only that, but it is said that the blade is an unknown alloy that can slice through bone like butter.
I suppose that was a silly question after all. Let me rephrase that. Do you know of anyone with any particular motive?
Well, Tut Smith and Ramesses Najir both wanted it very badly to return it to their homeland. But they are both so upset, it hardly seems possible that they could have done it. Then again, perhaps they are just fine actors.
Yep. Okay, so I've talked to everybody but the detective so far. Save. I think I'm going to save talking to the detective for after this little break. We're gonna break here for 3 to 5 minutes. I'll see you on the other side. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye. Check, check, hello? Okay, that was weird. My mic was just not going through for some reason. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Alright, we're good. Sorry about that. That was weird. As I was trying to say, hello again. I'm back. And I'm gonna continue on with this game. By the way, Uzgu-san, I just noticed you've been giving me head pats. Thank you, I do appreciate it. I'm sorry I don't have anything set up on my stream right now for my redeems. I'm just trying to get the streams out there right now. But I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. No, let's not talk to him like that. Let's like step to the side a little bit. Yeah, I figure, but I do appreciate it. I just am not reacting to it because I'm not getting a sound. Alright, okay, what do you think of my boss?
Now there's a man who doesn't know his head from a hole in the ground. Sure and Megora, anyone who'd allow his paper to print letters criticizing the police farce is downright addled.
Oh good, oh good. And he's an Irish stereotype, and he's like he is a cop, but he's like pro-propaganda and stuff. Oh good, this is gonna be a great conversation. Tell me about the good doctor.
That fella is just too big for his britches, that's all I have to say. Someone ought to take him down a notch or two.
Yeah. And the other doctor?
He's got too many brains, that one. He thinks he's better than us all.
You still look like a demon from hell, detective. Like, I don't know if anyone has told you this today, but you look god-awful. You look absolutely terrifying.
Why, that's me, silly girl. Detective Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly, at your service.
And then we're gonna ask about Crodfaller.
He's the wee pest who likes to hang around the station house. In fact, I thought he was supposed to cover this so-called event. Oh well, no big loss.
Yeah, no big loss, right? Do you know about Low Fat?
That man is a few cards short of a full deck, but he always presses me pants, just like me sainted mother used to.
That's good. You know me, Dad?
I think I've heard of your father. Over in New Orleans, isn't he, lass? They say he was pretty good for one of those southern boys.
Southern boys. What about Ziggy?
That man is a human weasel. Stay away from him, lassie.
No. But I understand what you're saying. What about Ramses?
I don't like that wee fella. Think he's light in his loafers, don't you know?
You don't like anybody, detective. What about the stevedore?
He seems nice enough, but I wouldn't trust anyone who works on the docks. They're pretty rough company for a wee lass like you.
What's that supposed to mean? I can handle some rough company. I can fucking take Steve Dory in the stevedore. I'll take him out back, you know. Sorry, what?
Now there's a slippery old bat. If she's royalty, then I'm Rudolph Valentino.
Uh-huh. What about Dr. Olympia?
That woman is downright unnatural, Miss Laura. I'd stay away from her if I were you. She keeps asking me if I've got any scars,
no,
don't you know?
She fucking rules. She's the coolest person here. You're just stupid. What about the troll?
Now there's a lovely girl. A real lady, don't you know?
Don't you know? And Wolf Heimlich?
He's not much of a security guard, if you're asking me. How could I trust a man who allowed a thief to waltz right in here and steal one of the exhibits if he didn't do it himself? He hasn't even got an alibi for the night of the burglary, since he was here alone.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what about the speakeasy?
Mark my words, lassie. I'll have every one of those dens of iniquity closed up by the end of this year.
Uh-huh. This museum?
It's all right if you like that sort of thing. I think it's a waste of time myself. I'd rather be down at the pub knocking one back with me buddies.
Wait, you want to go to the pub? But I thought you, wait, hello? New York?
Do you like living in New York, Detective O'Reilly?
Begorra, yes, girl. 'Tis truly the land of opportunity. Just look at me.
Yeah, okay. What about the police station?
New York's police force truly is the finest in the world, and don't you forget it, lassie.
Yeah, I already forgot, sorry.
The Tribune is a hotbed of yellow journalism, young lady. You should find yourself a better place to work. Have you considered being a secretary?
Detective O'Reilly, the Tribune is a fine, upstanding paper. And no, I don't want to be a secretary. But it would be none of your business if I did.
Temper, missy. I thought you reporters were supposed to stay objective.
Objective doesn't mean without opinions or loyalties, Detective.
Well, all I have to say is I'd like to see you in the middle of a catfight, lassie. You'd win, claws down.
Uh-huh.
They're pretty good. They always put just enough starch in me shirts.
And then, yeah, I guess I just asked you about the docks.
The docks are dangerous places, lassie. Infested with as many cutthroats as there are rats. I'd stay away from there if I were you.
You want a glass of water?
Do you always carry a water glass around, lassie? Were you lost in a desert as a girl?
What do you know about Egyptology?
Do you know anything about Egyptology, Detective O'Reilly?
Enough to know it's a bloody waste of time. Sifting through all those old bones and rotting tombs. Better to let the dead rest, don't you know?
No, I don't know that, but also, you're just like a caricature of an Irish person. You're not... Yeah, the voice acting is like a parody of a real video game. It's so bad.
Detective O'Reilly,
There's,
has
I think, 2 voice
1926 been a
actors
good
total.
year for
A
you?
woman and a man, and
Oh,
they're
most
both
definitely, lass.
cishet white
I've put away
people
more
who
criminals
are
this year than
just
you'll ever see in your whole life.
winging it.
That makes it both a bad year and a good year, doesn't it, Detective? I mean, if there were that many criminals on the loose to begin with, we must be in some sort of crime wave.
Crime wave.
You'll see it your way, lassie, and I'll see it mine.
Crime wave. That's what the save is gonna be called. Tell me about the burglary.
If you ask me, missy, they're blowing the whole thing out of proportion. Begorra, you'd think that something important had been stolen.
You don't consider a priceless Egyptian artifact to be important?
Listen, girlie, if I chased down every petty theft that occurred within the nastier segments of the population, I'd be working 30 hours a day.
I would hardly call the Lion Decker Museum a nasty segment of the population, Mr. O'Reilly. And if you're referring to our Egyptian visitors, shame on you. And don't call me girly.
I mean, father's whiskers, you're a fiery one, Miss Laura. All right, I won't call you girly, little lassie.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, Yep. That's what we're naming this one. Okay, and then I think I've talked to everybody except Heimlich, who I may have lost out on the opportunity to talk to. But I'm gonna try to see if I can eavesdrop on them. Can I not? I guess not. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can go into that door in the back. Cause there was definitely a door in the back here. I'm getting all tiny. It's crinkled. Wow, she moves at such an amazing pace, you guys. You don't even know. Holy shit. This is unreal. Oh, there she is. Hey!
Back to the rotunda, Fräulein. The rest of the museum is off limits, and you are spooking their mastodons.
Oh. Speaking of jank-ass voice acting, by the way. Boy, howdy. Let me double check if there's anyone over here, and then if there's not, I think we just have to go back and talk to Dr. Carrington. This person in red is new, but I don't think they're an actual person I can talk to.
You're having such a good time. I thought I'd introduce myself.
I'm
Laura
Laura
Bow
Bow
of the New Orleans Bows.
The fanatically happy snobs just ignore you entirely. They're having so much fun, you're sure they're putting on an act to impress their friends.
So the rest of the museum is closed, he said? So I can't go through this door, presumably. Oh, I can go through this door. Oh. Oh. Pog. Wait, is this the gift shop?
piece, you can see a tiny stamp that says, Faux Egyptian Artifacts, crafted with care by Hakim Rashad Hassan Ali Bozorg and Sons. That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely.
That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely. The narrator is so horny.
Nice and clean.
Like I was saying.
What a nice smooth glaze on that pot.
Like I was saying.
This is the counter where the counter counts the money. This is the counter where the...
What's that? What a nice smooth glaze on that pot. Do I have to come all the way over here to look at this painting?
What a beautiful painting of the Mask of Tutankhamun. You wish you had the money to buy it.
I really had to come all the way over here to get that voice line. Kidding me?
Don't touch it. You don't know where it's...
Okay, great. Awesome. Alright. Is there really nothing in here?
It's a painting of the pharaoh Uber Spamaton hunting geese in the springtime with his hounds and his son, Niet.
I don't believe you. Uber Spamaton? Deltarune reference?
Don't touch it. The bat on the inside of the bowl is smiling. That looks like a Peruvian footed vessel. It has a picture of a bat painted on the inside of the bowl.
Okay, I can't believe there was nothing to gain from coming in here. That's crazy. There must be a scene of something that happens in here later. There's still like another act and a half left of this game, right? Oh, people have changed around again. Do they just change randomly each time I leave and come back? Is that all it is? That's probably all it is. Alright, well, we've talked to everybody, except Dr. Carrington. So we're gonna go here. Let's stand right here. I didn't figure out who to give the glass of water to, but I didn't actually try to give the glass of water to people. Should I try that first?
No dice, lady. Get your own drink. This is open bar. It's every man for himself.
You hear nothing of interest. You hear nothing.
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty at the moment.
No, thank you. I'm very particular about my hygiene.
Yeah, let's... Hold on. I don't know if this is gonna go anywhere. But come on, this is the kind of video game this is, right? Try everything on everything. Get a glass of water to idiot.
You hear nothing. You hear nothing. You hear nothing. You hear. You hear.
No, I prefer the wine glass unless I am listening at the doors, no? Don't take me seriously, I am just making the joke.
No, thank you, I'm not thirsty.
I'm not thirsty, lass, but thank you anyway.
Am I supposed to use this to listen in? To like click on doors with it and listen through the door? Is that what I meant to do with this? Okay, yeah, I'll buy that. I don't think the old lady wants it either. So yeah, we're just gonna go with that. I'm gonna save it again. Oh. Oh. Oh no. I didn't realize that could happen. That's okay. I can start replacing them from the bottom. But it is a little weird. Okay, Dr. Carter, can I talk to you about everything?
I believe he was the Emperor of Rome just after Justinian.
No, that's not the case. What about, Dr. Pippin Carter?
That's me, you silly girl. If you want to arrange an in-depth interview, we'll have to schedule it later in the week.
No, I don't think so. And, God, don't call me that. It makes me whatever the opposite of turned on
Dr.
is.
Carrington is a fine chap. Used to be in charge of the British Museum, you know. I ran into him several years ago when I visited the British Museum to consult with Dr. Budge.
Dr. Budge?
Seems odd that Dr. Carrington doesn't remember me, but I almost didn't recognize him either. He's getting old after all. Looks different. Memory's probably shot as well.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What if it's a different guy? Now that's an interesting question. What about the detective?
Ah, yes. Can't say I'm too impressed with Detective O'Reilly. Couldn't find a single bloody clue about the Dagger burglary. And he has the nasty habit of chewing on grapes constantly. Probably to cover up the smell of the alcohol he drinks.
What about Crodfollow?
A crodfollow is some sort of miniature vegetable, isn't it? A potato, perhaps.
Close. You're very close.
He runs one of the local Chinese laundries. Pretends to be Chinese so he can get more business, but he has a terrible accent.
Wow. That's funny. You know my dad?
A relative of yours, perhaps.
What about that weirdo over there?
Rather an unfortunate name, I think.
No, no one loves Irish Cop, Katie. I hate Irish Cop. Why do we have a racist Irish Cop caricature? And he's like, you should quit that newspaper. They run anti-cop stories. Okay. Ramses?
Of course I know Ramses. There were several of them, actually. Ramses I was pharaoh during the 19th dynasty from 1307 to 1306 BC, but Ramses II made more of an impact on ancient Egypt. From 1290 to 1224 BC, Ramses II undertook a succession of gargantuan construction projects, which left his mark in the face of Egypt for thousands of years.
The animation on their mouths
His
breaks
mortuary
sometimes.
site at Thebes, the Ramesseum, contains a temple to Amon Ra, a royal palace, a mortuary temple, and several storerooms.
Actually, I was referring to Ramses Niger.
Never heard of him.
Oh my god. Come on. How many times are we gonna do this bit?
Steve Dorian. The stevedore with the ridiculous name. He's the fellow who helped unload my artifacts from the steamship. If it weren't for his odd name, I would have forgotten him entirely.
Yeah. We're just about done asking everybody everything, Katie. I've gone into the different rooms, but there's nothing in them yet. I've got the cup. It looks like what the cup is for listening in through doors. Or maybe on walls, but specifically someone said doors to me. So that's what I'm gonna try, but right now I don't think there's anything I can do with it.
The Countess was married to the former president of the Leyendecker Museum, Sterling Waldorf Carlton. A good chap, but uninspired. Now she has her sights set on Dr. Carrington.
Right. What about the good doctor?
Dr. Miklos is rather eccentric, but she is well educated. Received her training at one of the better universities in Athens, Greece. She's considered quite knowledgeable in the area of hieroglyphics, but her speciality is paleontology. She's fond of old bones.
Old bones. Alright. And, Yvette?
That trollop sleeps with everything that moves, and some things that don't. It's only by sheer strength of will that I've resisted her advances so far.
Yeah, he remembers the dock worker, but he doesn't know the most significant Egyptian, like actually from Egypt, destroyed in city. No, he does! That bit is like, I don't know why Laura Bow is falling for that. He's clearly lying. Like, what? He's literally standing inches from that man's face. Look at the blocking. He's standing right in front of Ramses Najir, looking him in the eyes. Never heard of him. No. I don't understand why she's buying this.
Ah, yes. Heimlich's the security chief here. Not a particularly good one, obviously, since the dagger was stolen right from under his nose. And he's rather too intense for my tastes.
Oh yeah, but don't worry, we gotta puzzle the logic out at the end. They're gonna ask us to explain every single detail of their logic, and we get graded on how good we are at detective work. Okay, what do you think of New York, bud?
Since you're new here, what do you think of New York? Isn't it exciting?
I hate it. It's crowded, it's noisy, and you Americans have no concept of how the class system is supposed to work. You go around treating each other like equals, which I find very distasteful.
We do not. We make a big show of that, but the class system, the caste system in the U.S. is very strong. Have you been to the Speakeasy?
If you're referring to the local drinking establishments, they are quite illegal, and I don't condone their existence. I do drink on occasion, but only when the finest wines are available.
A bit of powder, you know what I'm saying? What do you think of the docks?
That's why I arrived on the steamship Andrea Doria. I came over with the artifacts for the Egyptian exhibit. Apparently Dr. Carrington was also on that voyage from England, but I never ran into him aboard ship. Keeps to himself a lot, you know.
Uh-huh. I don't think this is Dr. Carrington. At the start, we saw someone kill the person who was sleeping in Dr. Carrington's room and put that person in his trunk. And then later we saw Dr. Carrington with the stevedore, and he said, "What have you got in this trunk, Mr. Dr. Carrington? It's so heavy." And he goes, "Don't you worry about what's in my trunk, boy." So, has Dr. Carrington been replaced by a different British guy? That's kind of my working theory right now, is that that's one of the twists. But we shall see. Something about low-fats laundry.
People tell me Low Fats is a good place to have laundry done, but he always puts too much starch in my shirts.
What do you think about the police station?
The police station is the last refuge for the incompetents in this city. However, if you're looking for a constable, I'd suggest one of the donut shops.
Damn.
It's one of those local scandal periodicals. The term yellow journalism comes to mind when I think of it, which means it's not much of a newspaper at all, really. It's more like printed chewing gum for the uneducated
Chewing
masses.
gum.
Now,
right?
wait a minute. The Tribune is a fine newspaper of the highest quality. I know because I happen to work there.
You've just proven my point.
Well, I never.
Maybe that's your problem.
Hey.
I don't have to stand here and take this abuse.
All right, you don't. You could just go away and make us both happy.
Wow. Damn. I have a feeling Decker Museum might trigger something. So I'm not gonna ask immediately. You want some water?
It's a water glass. Just the thing if you require a drinking receptacle that holds liquids.
Yeah, dude.
Don't bother me with such silly questions.
Since you're an expert on the subject, what can you tell me about Egyptology?
I don't have time to explain the intricacies of my profession to a neophyte. If you're truly interested, I'd suggest several years of difficult study on the subject at one of your better universities. Once you've finished that, you can talk to me again.
Well, that's mean. I know that's not surprising given the character, but...
Would you say this has been a good year for you, sir?
Well, let's see. I made the most important archaeological discovery of all time. Almost everyone on the planet knows my name, and I've clinched a curatorial job I've been after for years. Yes, I'd say it has been a rather good year.
Seems to me you might have a problem.
A problem? Such as?
Well, you've accomplished so much this year. What are you gonna do next?
Oh, sick.
Next? What next? Don't bother me with such ludicrous questions, you silly female.
You silly female. Alright, so I'm gonna ask you, okay. I'm actually gonna exit here, and I'm gonna save as... Alright. Asking about the Decker Museum.
With a little work, I can turn the Decker into a world-class museum. But that can wait a few months until they decide to make me the president.
Oh, that's a bit presumptuous.
Dr. Carrington will have to find other employment, of course, but I'm sure some lesser museum would be happy to have him on their staff.
You must be very upset about the burglary.
Quite so. If I ever find out who stole my Dagger of Amon Ra, they won't live to regret it, I can assure you.
Oh my. Do you have any idea who would do such a thing?
Who would do
I
such
have
a
my
thing?
suspicions, but I need more proof before I subject him to the full force of my wrath.
Have the police learned anything?
Those incompetents. Hardly. They couldn't even find any clues around the dagger display.
Sounds like the burglar might have been a professional.
Perhaps. It's more likely the local constable couldn't find a clue if it jumped up and bit him on the bum.
Him, huh? Yeah. My suspicion is, Countess Waldorf Carrington. Or Waldorf Carlton, or whatever her name is. That is currently who I think stole the knife. I think she had something to do She's influencing Dr. Carrington. I think she's... Yeah, he doesn't suspect Waldorf Carrington or Yvette. Yeah. Well, everyone who I've asked has said him for the most part, as far as I could tell. I don't think anyone said they, anyway. Okay, well, wait, I talked to everybody about everything? Let me try something really quick. Do-ba-do-ba-do, 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 oh, I didn't mean to go out. No. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Ah. Wanted to go into this other room here. I eavesdropped on them, and that's what got Yvette to move. But I wasn't able to eavesdrop on the group to the left. I'm about to attempt to eavesdrop using the cup. I don't know who I would get, but I'm gonna try.
You hear nothing.
No, thank you, dear girl.
You hear nothing. You hear.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go in here, and then I'm gonna use the cup on the door.
You hear nothing of interest. You hear.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do anything in the gift shop. I certainly can't buy anything. There's nobody here. But all I could find out is that these vases are smooth
Don't touch
and
it.
shiny. Souvenir daggers? I don't think so. Oh, back there, yeah.
It looks just like the Dagger of Amon Ra. Isn't it beautiful?
Wait, is one of these the real Dagger of Amon Ra?
It's you, Laura Bow, fresh out of college and already working for a great metropolitan...
Oh, magnifying glass. Of course, magnifying glass. Thank you.
The dagger shows Pittsburgh's high degree of craftsmanship. The dagger... It looks just... You can't touch the daggers on... You get no... It is better to know some of the questions than all... The dagger...
Okay, yeah. So that's what it looks like. Listen, dude, it's a fucking Sierra point and click adventure. I tried every single option I had on the dagger, okay? Alright. No, I really thought there was gonna be a secret there. Hold on.
Upon close inspection, you... That's not... There's an inscription on each of the pots which reads, "These vessels were made by Welsh craftsmen. We make better castles than you do, and our flag has a griffin on it."
And our flag has a griffin on it! Like the differenter dagger? Is one of them differenter? Hold on. They all look same to me. I don't know, babe. I do think one of these could be the real dagger. But I don't know how I'd figure that out other than just clicking on every single one of them. Yeah, click each one. Okay.
That's... The
Fräulein, this gift shop is closed. You should not be here.
Oh, I'm sorry. The door was unlocked.
Unlocked? My assistant will be disciplined harshly for this mistake. Please rejoin the party now.
Okay, so it's as I thought. The real
you.
dagger is here in the gift shop. The real dagger is here in the gift shop. That was what I suspected from the get-go. Thank you for clarifying that that's what the narrator said. Yeah. Okay. Now, what if I do this?
You hear nothing of interest.
Oh, you know what I can do now? I can immediately go into the room that the other room that Heimlich was in. Doopy doopy doop, doopy doopy doop, doopy doopy boop 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 boop. This fucking song makes me. It sounds like the Kingdom Hearts song. The song that plays when you're in the Queen's Forest, the Alice in Wonderland level in Kingdom Hearts 1. Wait,
Back
why
to
is
the Rotunda, Fräulein. The rest of the museum is off limits, and you are spooking their mastodons.
Yeah, he already said that to me. Sorry, it really seemed like he was in the other room. I definitely didn't see him fucking sneak on in there. Alright, so time has progressed. I need to try to eavesdrop again. So let's see if we can go eavesdrop on this group, and if we can't, then we'll eavesdrop on the middle group. This one, because I know for sure that one works. Actually, I do need to save to actually have a note. So, it's gonna say, Pittsburgh. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can, whatever it's called, eavesdrop on them. But I'm gonna try the middle group again, because time definitely passed, right? Whoops. I think it's right here. There we go.
Boy,
Okay.
did he bet. She's some dish, ain't she?
Yes, those Frenchwomen really have something. I don't think my wife would ever have done it in a mummy case.
In my vast experience of women from different lands, I tend to agree with you, Mr. Niger. I balked when a certain French woman suggested we have a deep conversation on the back of a dinosaur, but I was pleasantly surprised by the result.
Dinosaur? What?
Yes, Miss Delacroix is certainly the cat's pajamas, as the Americans would say.
Yeah, we does come up with some good sayings, don't we?
Good Lord, I hadn't realized a woman was present. Please excuse us, Miss Bow.
Oh, I wasn't actually listening to you gentlemen, Dr. Carrington. I just happened to be standing here. Excuse me.
Yes, dude. Oh, that rules. Okay. Well, it does appear to have progressed the situation here, though, because now we have a new group. so yeah, we're gonna head over here.
Brian, I'm having the hardest of times keeping my hands off you.
Not here, Yvette. There's too many people.
They are not important. You are the most powerful
Okay, Katie,
man
enjoy
here, Marion.
your day at work. I'm probably gonna wrap
What
up
about
soon.
that Carrington guy? He's president of this museum.
The doctor, he is old and weak. You are the young one and strong.
And what would you be wanting, Miss Bow?
Oh, well, I thought I heard you call my name.
You must have been hearing things. I didn't even mention your name.
Oh, sorry. I've got to be going now. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Uh-huh. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doop, doo-ba-doo-ba-doop, doo-doo-ba-doop, doo-loop, doo-doo-doo, doo-loop-a-doo, doo-ba-doop, doo-loop, doo-doo-doo. There's Yvette and...
You can almost feel the low level of
Alright, I'm gonna head in here. See if I can get another eye on that dagger. It's gone. Oh, that means it was Heimlich who moved it.
This case looks. Upon close inspection, you see. Upon close. That's not the sort of thing. That's not. Upon close.
Yeah.
Upon.
Yeah, it's definitely gone. The dagger is gone. That means Heimlich has it. Right? Yeah, I mean, the pixels are gone. Like, getting access to the magnifying glass was optional, for fuck's sake. You can lock yourself out of this game early. Oh my god, she walks so much slower when she's in the background. That's, why? I just want to see if we can confront, Heimlich. If not, I'll just go, listen to one more conversation.
Back to the rotunda, Fräulein. The rest of the museum is off limits. and you are spooking their mastodons.
It's a good line. Spooking their mastodons. We do love to spook their mastodons. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh.
Miss Bow?
Oh! Mr. Dorian?
That's right. We met at the docks.
Oh dear. Your shoes. They aren't exactly formal.
Oh, well, I can explain that, but not right now.
I see. Well, what brings you here?
You.
Oh, me?
Oh?
You told me you'd be here tonight, and, well, I thought we should talk.
Oh? About what?
Could we step outside for a minute? The moonlight is very nice tonight.
Well, all right.
Aww.
I think I'd enjoy that.
Steve Dory and the Steve Door.
I just wanted to explain to you who I really am.
Oh?
You're not Steve Dorian?
Well, yes, I am Steve Dorian, but I felt like I didn't give you the most accurate impression of myself when I met you earlier today. But,
aww,
gee
what a
willikers,
dork.
I'm just not used to meeting attractive young ladies on the docks.
I wasn't down there looking for a man. I'm a professional journalist working on a story.
Oh, well, yes, of course you are. I didn't mean to imply anything. In fact, I was very impressed with your professionalism. And with your smile. I just didn't want you to think I'm a common stevedore.
Right.
Well, I'll admit I was wondering what a stevedore was doing at this ritzy museum fundraiser.
My stevedore job pays the bills, but I'm aiming for a career as an artist. However, I'm really here because I'd hate myself for the rest of my life if I didn't try to see you again. Maybe I'm a fool, maybe you think we're too different, but I had to try.
Well, I'm very flattered. Are you always this nervous?
I'm not very good with women. I
They
spent all my
really
time
want me
working
to like
ever since I
this
was
guy.
10 years old,
Wowie zowie.
when my father died. I've never had a chance to date very much. Lately, I've spent my free time going to school.
I'm starting to think we're more alike than I first thought. My mother died when I was very young, so I was raised by my father. What kind of an artist are you?
I'm a painter, and I do a little sculpting.
How interesting. But I think that an artist would know enough not to wear work boots with his tuxedo at a formal party.
Oh, I said I'd explain that, didn't I? I was hoping nobody would notice. I had to blow 2 weeks' pay to rent this tux, but I didn't have enough left over to rent the fancy shoes. It's just that I had to see you again.
That's not...
You
That's
spent
kind of
all
the
your
explanation that I
money
expected.
just to see me? My goodness. I don't know what to say.
Say you'll have dinner with me some evening. I may seem a little odd, but I promise that I'm harmless. I'd be honored to spend an evening with you and show you the sights around town.
Right.
Well, I don't usually, but you've gone to a lot of trouble to find me. I think I can trust you.
No, that's not what that
Really?
means.
You'll do it? Oh, thank
Girly.
you. You won't regret it. I'll make it a memorable evening. I'll paint for you. I'll dance for you. I'll sing for you. Anything you want.
Well, there's no need to
Right?
get carried
Right?
away. Let's see how dinner goes first.
Of course, you're absolutely right. I don't seem too anxious, do I?
Maybe just a bit, but that's okay.
It's too forced. It's a little too forced, and it
I'll take a
makes it
deep
creepy.
breath and calm down. I'll be fine. I'll do whatever you want.
The game doesn't have the emotional maturity to do what it's trying to do.
Steve. I like you already.
Oh, okay. What?
Let's go back to the
Oh,
party,
that was the
Steve.
shortest kiss of all
I've
time.
got work
It
to
was
do.
very dramatic for how short it was. Wowie zowie. You really know how to show a girl a good night, Steve. Steve, why? How did you walk across those people like that? How did you do that, Steve? And he's just gone? He's just gone forever? Do I get to see him again? He spent so much money on that tux. He should get to follow me around like a puppy. What? Come on. I'll tell everybody. This is my pet dock worker. He followed me here. Let's see if we can intrude on their conversation. No. It's like, no. This is how our parents told us they got married? Yeah, for real. So it's that same group over here. The knife is is gone. The knife is gone. That's so fascinating. I'm gonna try something.
Looking
magnifying glass.
You hear nothing of you hear.
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty at the moment.
You hear nothing of you hear nothing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, well, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. Is did Steve Dorian end up in here? Yeah. I don't think there's anything else to see in here, though. Will they say new things if I talk to them again?
Miss Bow, I am not wishing to be the rude person, but I must keep mingling this evening unless you have this specific question.
Good evening, Dr. Carrington.
Good evening, Miss Bow. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening, Miss Bow. Good evening.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same. Weird. Okay, well, I'm not sure. I'll figure out what I need to do to progress soon, but I think this is gonna be where we stop it for today. I've been trying to do this one in 2-hour chunks because it's a shorter game, and also because it's kind of just a lot of info. But yeah, I think, oh, thank you, Yuzuki-san. But I think this is probably gonna be where I end it. I'm just gonna double check and see if these guys say anything new when I say hi to them. I don't think they will.
I'm not in the mood to indulge.
I don't have time.
Yeah, no.
And what were you doing when that fancy dagger was being stolen then?
Let me see. I was sleeping in my hotel room.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I haven't been sleeping too well since I arrived in this country. I'm tired, so I'm not thinking too well.
You're not sleeping well. Would you be having a guilty conscience then?
I do not understand your meaning, Mr. O'Reilly. Perhaps it is the English. It is such a curious language, not as clear as the Egyptian.
Well, you say the dagger is what brought you to this country. If I were in your position, I'd be tempted to steal it.
Steal what has already been stolen? The Dagger of Amon Ra belongs to the Egyptian people, Mr. O'Reilly.
Yeah,
not to
he's
Dr.
right.
Carter,
He's fucking
not
right.
to this museum, and not to this country.
I'd be watching what you're saying, Dr. Smith. You're digging your hole deeper with every word.
Amon Ra will seek his own vengeance on those who have removed his dagger from Egypt. Amon Ra does not require my help.
You say you were sleeping when it was stolen. Were you alone?
That, sir, is none of your business.
Ah, that's where you're wrong, Dr. Smith. It is my business as long as you're a suspect in the burglary.
A suspect? Do you Americans have no shame? I'm here to gain the return of the dagger by legal means. Ask Dr. Carrington.
I have talked to Dr. Carrington, and I know he told you no dice.
The matter is not settled until the last camel drinks from the water of the oasis.
What's that? Some kind of Egyptian double talk?
Excuse me, sir, but I see a turkey leg on the buffet table that requires my attention.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for chilling out with me. Everybody who came, I do appreciate it. And we're going to call this one Americans Have No Shame. All right. I hope you have a good day. And I'll see you all next time. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.